So the fact is that we are a secular democratic nation. But I will invite Alka Raghuvanshi to respond to what you are saying. But I remember, Mr. Owaisi, your protests, which almost turned violent against Taslima Nasreen when she visited Hyderabad. I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 2006, 2007, when that had happened. When she was in Hyderabad and you had protested, I mean not you, but your party leaders, party workers had protested, you had supported that. Mr. Owaisi, though you are very well aware that she had said nothing at that event, particularly, which was violating any provision of the law, Mr. Owaisi. So the argument against what you are putting out is that, is it a predetermined form of protest? She said, no, 1 minute. I know you raised your hand, I'm coming to you. She said nothing at that event in Hyderabad which would have provoked the violation of a particular part of the law. If she violates the law, 1 minute, if she violates the law, if she says something which violates the law, then you act against her as per the law, Mr. Owaisi, right?
Arna, please understand that on that particular day,
yes,
you talk about an incident about Taslima Nasreen.
Yes.
The book that was going to be released, the translated book in Telugu, it contained a chapter. If you want, I can send you that translated chapter, and you, being a liberal fundamentalist, would disagree, would say that this is absolute nonsense and rubbish. That would have certainly led to a lot of problem. Secondly, in that case which was booked against us, my party members have been honorably exonerated.
I am aware.
And we have a right to protest. Now, as far as Mr. Rushdie is concerned, when we are, I'll talk about recent thing. Why was this 300 Ramayans banned? Wasn't it hurting? We as Muslims, even we didn't agree with M.F. Hussain paintings. We said this is wrong. When he had painted Hindu goddesses in a very naked way, we had protested. So our protest is continuous. It's not because it hurts us. We are saying that please don't hurt any religious sentiments. India is a pluralistic country. India is a nation where you have 90% of people who believe in religion.
Well, I can only say here that Mr. Rushdie, who has not been in the news for writing splendid literature of late, would perhaps, be at the center of a lot of attention. I will, however, go to Alka Raghuvanshi to respond to what you're saying. This is not about Rushdie's literature or whether he's writing good or bad literature. In fact, he's written some fairly bad literature of late. The question is, this becomes an argument of secular humanism, Ms. Raghuvanshi, freedom of thought, human rights. But Mr. Owaisi's point, can you completely disregard what Mr. Owaisi is saying?
No, not completely. See, the point I'm trying to make is that even if the book is banned, if his book is banned, you can't ban a person from entering the country, right?
Okay.
He's been given a valid visa. He is here to speak on a subject which has got nothing to do with religion. So how can you stop him from coming? I mean, just because we have some vested interests who want to piggyback ride and use Salman Rushdie's stature to gain stature for themselves.
What do you mean by use his stature?
They want to take political advantage out of it.
No, what do you mean by use his stature?
Obviously, he is an international figure.
Are you saying that Mr. Owaisi wants to use, for that example, Taslima Nasreen's stature to oppose? I mean, this is more than individuals. You began by saying it's more than individuals.
No. So listen, the point is, when when a religious group sort of wants to piggyback ride on somebody else's stature and say, okay, we will not let this person come into this country. It's like saying, well, you are gaining, you're trying to get political mileage out of it, right? And they are trying to get political mileage out of something which, it's so silly.
On your first point, I want Mr. Jilani to respond. Mr. Jilani, answer what Alka Raghuvanshi says. She says, you can ban a book, but you can't ban an individual. She has a point. You are a very esteemed lawyer, Mr. Jilani. You agree on that point?
This is a well settled proposition that a person who is known for such views and for such expressions which are opposed to public policy or to law, then the person becomes persona non grata. And just as I had given you the example, why Narendra Modi's visa was cancelled for United States of America? He was not going there to preach hatred against Muslims. But since his past was such that he was not allowed to enter that country, similarly, Rushdie's past is such that he should not be allowed to enter India. It is not a question of person all the time. What he has committed in the past, that will go with him, and till he apologizes or he is forgiven by the Muslim community, then we cannot say that he is a desirable person. He is an undesirable person.
No,
he should not be allowed to enter the country.
By bringing the focus on the person. No, 1 second, sir. When such an important, influential seminary raises an issue about, aren't you giving too much focus on the person? You're giving an intense amount of focus on the person.
Person has committed such an offence that that under an Islamic country he was liable to be hanged, and in India also punishment is there for such offence. Therefore, such a person should not be allowed to enter India. As Owaisi has said, more than 90% people of India are religious minded, and we respect all religions. We respect leaders of all religions.
Yes, we do.
We respect books of all religions. Therefore, in our country, such a person should not be allowed to enter. There is no question of violation of any human right.
No, but
nobody has the right to enter India.
Yeah, but sure. But Mr. Owaisi, it's better all political parties make their position clear on this issue. I mean, this way or that. You're a politician. You're making your position clear on this. Should all parties make it clear where they stand on it? Let there be a national debate on the issue.
I don't think there is any requirement of debate. It is a question of law and order. Law and order is to be controlled by the government alone. It is not such an important issue what which debate should go.
Okay.
At the most, if anybody wants to challenge it before the court of law, he can go to the Supreme Court.
Ms. Femi, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. Shiba Femi is responding. Case. Last word. Shiba Femi, please respond. Go ahead.
See, let us remember. Yeah, let us do not justify one intolerance by another intolerance. Number one, if you remember the case of Da Vinci Code, how it was handled by the Christian community, how maturely they handled the whole thing, and they did not witch hunt anybody. This guy who made the film and who wrote the book came from the same community. Still, they did not use all these laws against him. Blasphemy law originally comes from Christian system. But still they didn't do that, and the controversy died away on its own. So why we rake up such trivialities and make issue out of nothing? It's about time that we start behaving more maturely. Nobody is interested in Salman, at least Muslims are not interested in Salman Rushdie at this point of time. Nobody is interested in what he is writing. He has been completely delegitimized from so many circles. So why you want to bring him and make a hero of victimhood?
Well, certainly, you know, Salman Rushdie, who's been more in the news for his personal life than for the quality of his recent literature, is getting a lot of attention from a lot of groups. Yeah, last word to Mr. Owaisi from Hyderabad tonight. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just want to point out to the honorable lady who's there that the reasons she talked about Christians. Can she please enlighten all of us by saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that European countries in their constitution clearly say that you cannot commit an act of blasphemy against Jesus Christ. Is that right or wrong? What do you call that? Do you call that maturity? Secondly, you feel that I am not concerned about my daily problems? Of course I am concerned about the daily problems. And you say we should engage. Who should we engage with? And who is responsible for the backwardness of Muslims? Wherein the literacy rate of Muslims 59% as compared to 65, we are backward in every parameter. Now and please understand, this whole ethos of Islam is based on the love of Prophet. If you can criticize Prophet and Allah and Islam, but you cannot commit an act of blasphemy, that is not on. Simple as that.
But
you criticize, who's stopping you? You can write hundreds of books. You can write thousands of books.
But why was he not stopped before?
There's a huge difference between criticism.
Why was he not stopped in 2007? Why was he not stopped after that? He has attended literary festivals in Jammu and Kashmir.
There were protests, but unfortunately, Times now did coverage.
So it's very convenient.
And I would request you that you should have given us coverage.
It's very convenient for you to always put it on Times now. It's all right, but the question, no, you can put it. I mean, the whole nation's problems nowadays conveniently are put on Times now. I have no problems. We will certainly follow the story, but we will encourage the debate. And we will follow this debate through. Mr. Owaisi, Mr. Zafaryab Jilani, Shiba Femi and Alka Raghuvanshi, I thank you for joining me on the News Hour tonight. Thank you.